But I'm saying now, when I began from Genesis, I know that a host of my people, even dreadlocks man home, didn't want this book, the Bible, because they felt that they could not find the specifications which spoke to their issues specifically as African Ethiopians. So I made that my business to go about trying to find the specificity of the issues. So I'm going to give you a few of the specificities of the issues off the top of my head. Isaiah 18:4 says, "For so the Lord has said unto me, I will take my rest and consider within my dwelling place, like the clear heat upon herbs. Before the harvest, when the buds are perfect, and the sour grape is ripening in the flower, ye shall both cut off the sprigs and take down the branches." That's 18 of Isaiah and 4. So validation concerning herbs. And I will take my rest and consider within my dwelling place. If you're willing, write down one by one as I'm talking, and you're going to see the whole story is there fully. That is Isaiah chapter 18, verse 4. Okay, so then I say, okay, from there, what is the next thing that they're telling us about our levity? So I saw Numbers 6, which told us the Creed of Nazareth. So then you can just write that down, I don't have to quote it. Then I looked further. Now what else did they say? You are black people and are saying you are Israel. You are Ethiopians, you are saying you are Israel in Jerusalem. What are you talking about? So I went to make it my business. And I located Amos 9 and 7. Are ye not as the Ethiopians, the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O house of Israel? Saith the Lord, non-ambiguous. So there is no ambiguity, like what could it mean? Yes. Okay? So then I said, what is the next thing that they told us that we need to debunk? They said, well, Jesus Christ is not God according to the European. But when we looked at the Jesus in Hebrews 7 and 14 said, Hebrews 7 and 14, "Doubtless our God sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spoke nothing concerning priests. For no man out of this tribe gave any attendance at any altar." So what's the next thing I asked myself? So what are all the things they're saying to the Rasta man? I looked at Hebrews 6 and 1. Hebrews 6 and 1 then said, "Therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Christ, let us go on to perfection, not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead works and of laying on of hands." So I said, all right, one by one, I began to debunk things which need hard proof to get us on one page. Yes. Luke 3 and 23. Luke chapter 3 verse 23. "And Jesus himself began to be 30 years of age, went down to Egypt to pay his taxes, being, as was supposed, son of Joseph, who is son of Hili." Hili? In the regular Bible? So, one by one, this was my business. One by one. So then, and I can open to them all, but I can quote them all too. Now look, Isaiah 20, saying the year that Tartan came to us, to Ashdod, and took it, the Lord spoke by Isaiah, son of Amos, saying, "Take off your clothing and your foot," and he did so, and his shoes, and he did so, walking naked and barefoot, for a sign and a wonder. And the book says, "So shall the kings of Assyria," the very Syria that you see on TV today, "so shall the kings of Assyria lead away the Egyptians, captives, and the Ethiopians, and they shall be ashamed and afraid of Ethiopia." What's the situation when you tell your people some Ethiopia or Africa? Are we not ashamed and afraid to acknowledge these things as our contemporary numbers? As black people in the Western Hemisphere, 80-something% don't prefer to hear this. They're on the mainstream multimedia as sound and music and so forth. One by one I went through this. I went to look at Revelation 5 and 5 spoke of the lion. Revelation 5 and 6 spoke of the lamb. lion and lamb. For who claims that you're saying lion, but how's the lamb show up again? Revelation 5:5, Revelation 5:6. So one by one, all of the names, all of the historical perspectives are here, present. Our people have dismissed this information because it was used to beat us, it was used to destroy us, it was used against us. It is true. When the people say that we can't even speak up, we have to be quiet and let them try and soothe their pain, because it's legitimate pain. And it isn't the people's fault. You can't blame the victims for someone is hit by a car, you don't run up to them and kick them on the ground and say, oh, you're a fool, how could you allow this? You don't blame the victim, you say this is a situation. So in this book, within this book, Genesis 49 spoke of an old lion. Genesis is the first book in the Bible. Why is Genesis 49 talking of an old lion? Not a 33 years old lion. This is 49 of Genesis. And don't let me tell you the worst one. Isaiah 30 and 25. I have to read this for you, you know. I must. This one alone, if no other. And then I'll give someone else a chance, because we are many here and everyone is valid. I'm going to read this for you today. And after this, you tell me. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and from verse 25. And I'm going to read this very slow for you. Okay? And you tell me what you're listening to after this. And there shall be upon every high mountain and every high hill rivers and streams of waters in the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall. What towers fall? Babylon was one tower, ziggurat tower. What towers shall fall in Isaiah 30:25? Isaiah chapter 30, verse 25. I'll continue reading. Listen. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold, as the light of 7 days, in the day that the Lord bindeth up the breach of his people and healeth the stroke of their wound. So in this time when the towers fall is supposedly a healing time simultaneously, according to this book. Listen further. Behold, the name of the Lord cometh from afar, burning with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation. His tongue is as a devouring fire. His breath is as an overflowing stream, which shall reach into the midst of the neck, to sift the nations with the sieves of vanity. And there shall be a bridle in the jars of the people, causing them to err. Listen to the next verse. Ye shall have a song as in the night, when the holy solemnity is kept, and gladness of heart, as when one goeth with a pipe to come into the holy mountain of the Lord, to the mighty one of Israel. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 25. Now, if I should go through slowly again, you will see that there are situations parallel and contemporary right now.
Right now.
Dada.
Right now.
Okay? So I'm saying to my people now, I accept when my people reject away things which have hurt them. So I'm even patient and careful with the one who might not be willing to hear me. But should you allow a moment for this information to get through to you, to your head, you will see that we need not be on many different pages talking about individualities.
Exactly.
There is no nation on the earth, according to anthropology, neither archaeology, that would dare to even challenge the Ethiopian people about any such word called origins. It does not exist in any university of higher learning in any nation on earth today. And I am present among, I'm sure, many ones who have their PhDs, and I'm sure there are many ones here who are studying. And there will be no one speaking. Why is this? Why is this? Because there is no nation, no archaeologist, no anthropologist of any nation. So should we go away in totality from creed, religion, and ideology, even in secular form, you will remain in Ethiopia. As archaeology and anthropology, it is irrelevant. We could say nothing of this information whatsoever, and it would be irrelevant. It would still be the Oleduvie Gorge, it will be the Rift Valley and the central mountains of Africa, mountains of the moon, the Ranzui Range, and it will be the same thing for every nation. So why this is such an important thing that I should be all over the world with a microphone is because the sooner that we can come to that one page, we'll hit heads a lot less. Everyone, I could have commented a lot. Akan is mentioned biblically. And we know the Gold Coast people is the Akan as well as the Gold Coast people. But do you know the story of Akan is in the Bible is about gold and the removing of gold? It's here in everyone's book. I'm trying to say to you, Omri, who is king? When you say Orisha, and you say Ori, who the Ethiopians trace their emperors to Ori. Ori and Shak. These words are existent in our nations. This is not what Rastafarians would like to say. If you go to Arabia, the ruler there is called Sul and Tan. If you go to India, it's Ra and Jah. If you go to Israel, it's the Kahen or Kahan. Kohen. In Tibet, it's the same Kahen. In Western Asia, it's the same Khan. In England, it's the Abba. Ababa is our father, as well as in Westminster Abbey. You understand? In Russia is the Tsar. Tsar is R-A-S-T. In Hebrew is Beresit. There is no nation, there is no kindred, there is no tongue where these voices are not heard. These lines, the Moorish people, the story of Tarshish was told in the Bible. Who is Tarshish? Tarshish is son of Benjamin. So Tarshish is Spain. You all have your internet phones. Look at the governing body of information in the world today. So Jonah fled into Tarshish. Jonah fled into Spain. Jonah said, I'm not going this way, I'm going to Tarshish. But none of us bothered to know. It's a strange landscape to us, like some ancient Chinese secret over there and there. It's very real. Isaiah spoke and said, I have seen the ships of Tarshish in affliction. And if you know the story of the Spanish Armada, we are 130-something ships. The ships of Tarshish were all destroyed simultaneously by natural storm. How could Isaiah the prophet speak of these things? So our people need to go and see, who are these names? Who is Tarshish? Ask yourself, ask the information body, who are these names, and we'll know. We'll come to one page. Bless you.
So, we have exactly 1 hour